Hi everyone, and welcome to our daily show, The Big Story, where we discuss the hottest topics of the day right here in the heart of the newsroom. My name is Alyssa Wu, and I'm coming to you live from the Straits Times. We are streaming live right now on Facebook and on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, do subscribe to our channel and click that bell button to be notified whenever we go live. I'll be joined very shortly by my newsroom colleagues, where we'll discuss the topics that got you talking today. Now, on September 12, local telecommunications company Singtel announced it will invest $45 million over the next 3 years to train its workers. The training programs, which will include workshops and courses for workers to deepen their skills and knowledge in the digital economy, will also be held at the company's new office at Pickering Street, which officially opened on Thursday. To talk about this further, I have journalist Haris with me. Hi, Haris.
Hi.
Right. First things first, what is digital economy?
So the digital economy, I guess, basically is an economy that's based on digital computing technologies. So broadly, it encompasses the production and consumption of digital products and services, digital platforms, and business activities that are enabled by these sort of technologies.
Thank you so much. Okay, and now we'll go back to the story. So Singtel, they've invested $45 million to train their staff. How is the money going to be used?
So Singtel told us yesterday that it's basically three things. They're going to use this $45 million investment to accelerate the upskilling of their workers, allow them to sort of co-create their own skill set so they can decide how they want to focus their careers, and also transform their roles. So if we take a step back, it's clear that Singtel, like many other companies here, are trying to sort of better position themselves for this digital economy that I mentioned just now. I think the thinking here is that the skills that people learned in the past, that people were trained for in the past, are just no longer relevant in this current economy. So we've seen it in all sorts of industries: waste management, logistics, telecommunications. I would say any and every industry in Singapore right now is trying to heed that call of the digital economy because it's potentially so lucrative, which we can talk about later.
Understand.
Yeah.
For now, are you able to share any specific examples of the programs that Singtel staff can and will take for their training?
No, Singtel did not give much specifics about what kind of programs their employees can expect, but they did say that the training programs for its staff will be both offline and online. So Singtel has an app that actually allows its staff to do e-learning via courses online or videos, that sort of thing. So it also, like you mentioned, opened a new facility yesterday where some of its other courses and workshops will be conducted. So the funding for all these courses will come from that investment that we mentioned, the $45 million. Correct. So my guess is that it'll be a mix of both. I think the setting up the facility just for training shows that it's pretty serious about upskilling its workers and training them, but we don't have much concrete details yet.
Yeah. Oh, that's all right. Now, of course, Singtel isn't the first company to invest in training their staff. As you mentioned before, many companies and also the Singapore government, they've done so, invested substantial amounts of money, right? So that they can be better equipped to deal with the changing needs of the digital economy.
Yes.
That you explained.
Yep. So that's right. As I mentioned earlier, the jobs of now are no longer the jobs of the past. Even yesterday during the Singtel event, the guest of honor, Minister Ng Chee Meng himself said that the things that he learned in electrical engineering were probably not the same things that the current engineers are learning in schools right now. So technology is moving at this really breakneck speed. Things are changing so fast, and the way we do things are no longer the way that we do things in the past, and that includes work as well. So Singapore has a lot to gain from this digital economy. It's been projected that this economy would actually contribute an additional US $10 billion to our GDP by 2021. But the thing is, we're not the only ones in this race to seize all of those opportunities, because in 2016, a study by market research firm Oxford Economics and Huawei estimated that the size of the global digital economy would amount to US $11.5 trillion, or more than 15% of the global GDP. So it's pretty clear that there's a pressing need for us to get on board this ship, lah. If not, we will be left behind, you know. So it makes sense why Singtel would want to invest so much in upskilling its workers. Yeah.
So for those who don't want to be left behind, what do you think is one skill which is the most important or would be the most valuable in the digital economy?
Well, I would say it's a host of skills, right? I mean, we keep hearing things about how you need to pivot towards things like AI or cybersecurity, all these very, very exciting fields. But I think one skill that maybe a lot of workers should consider picking up would be something along the lines of data analytics. So, you know, I mean, data's all out there, you know, so many people are collecting it, you are giving it up all the time, but it's about making meaning from that data and learning how to use that data to make better products and services, make your work more efficient. So I think that having that sort of skill is something that would be increasingly more relevant as we chug along and try to seize all these opportunities we have in this economy.
Now, if I want to learn data analytics, do I have to go for a course? Is it something I can pick up by myself?
From what I understand, you can go for certain providers or certain courses that have it in a private basis. Maybe you can check out Skills Future. They might have some there.
Nice promotion there for Skills Future. Thank you so much, Haris.
Thanks, Alyssa.
Thank you. Now, earlier today, Mr. Desmond Lee, the Minister for Social and Family Development, announced that more children from low-income families will get help under the KidStart program. That's because the household income ceiling to qualify goes up from $1,900 to $2,500. He also announced an initiative where companies and individuals can partner the government to help children in the KidStart program. Now, this follows the initial announcement that was made by Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong during the National Day Rally speech in August, where he said the program would be expanded to benefit another 5,000 children over the next 3 years. Now, to talk more about the KidStart expansion, I have journalist Yan Han with me. Hi, Yan Han.
Hi, Alyssa.
Right. Can you give us a brief overview of what KidStart does? It almost sounds like Kickstart, and I'm sure they did it on purpose.
It actually does help them kickstart their lives. So for KidStart, they cover kids from birth till age 6. So they actually help the families, not just the children. So for young mothers or any mothers who fall in the income bracket that they're looking at, they provide like parenting skills or teach them how to get ready to have their first child. And then when they grow older, they help them with strategies on language or other kinds of development like motor skills. And then when they move on to preschools, they also have staff members there who look out for these children under the program to see if they need additional support or if they have any developmental delays.
So it sounds like they are doing quite a lot already. So what more would they be doing in their expansion plan?
So I think what the aim of the expansion is so that more people can benefit from this comprehensive program. So like currently, I think about 1,000 families have benefited so far, and then they've just raised the income ceiling so up to 2,500 so that more families can come on board for this program. And then at the same time, they also announced today that there's this new community partnership initiative. So they want members of the public or companies to get involved to help these people. And you can do it in like many different ways. You can volunteer or you can donate, like maybe milk or diapers, that kind of useful, practical things that these families might need. And you can also donate money to their child development accounts or learning resources for these children.
So how do you think these expansion plans will help to perhaps maybe level the playing field for these children?
I think increasingly more people are understanding that the early years are very important, and that children at this age, they're actually very receptive. Like maybe you talk to them and they don't seem very responsive, but they're actually absorbing so much information. Like let's say like on MRT you see a kid throwing your keys on the floor and a parent picks it up and then he just throws it again. So you think the child is misbehaving, but they're actually starting to understand like social cues, like why my parent does this or what responses I get from doing this. Yeah, and I think for a lot of maybe new parents and maybe those from low-income families, they might not know how best to nurture their child. And this program can be very helpful to teach them the different ways to understand that their child's not just misbehaving or that this is an instance where they should discipline them, but that this is something they can learn from, teach their child a new strategy or try to direct their child in a different way or play to develop their skills.
Well, certainly such skills would benefit any parent and any child. Right. Thank you so much, Yan Han. Well, Yen Han is currently working on a story about KidStart, and she will be shadowing one of the officers to see what the program is really like and to see it firsthand. And she will also be profiling some of the families that have benefited from the KidStart program. Do look out for her story, which will come out next week. Now, those were our stories for the day. For more top stories and videos, do log on to straitstimes.com. Once again, I'm Alyssa. For more big stories, join us again next Monday.